here. It's about time to start wrapping it up. But let's go here.
Here to say no more. We deserve a team that fights as Cleveland. We show up every year. We pay our hard-earned money. We live and die with this team. And what do we get? Broken promises and Sunday heartbreak. We're here to say no more. We deserve a team that fights as Cleveland. We show up.
I'll save that for later. But here you go.
The wide receivers are having a hard time getting open or just don't get open. And the quarterback play has been subpar. And so I don't know where you're going to find offense. The offense, that has been the biggest disappointment. I didn't think it would be great. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think we'd be talking about a top 10 offense. I didn't think we'd be talking about anything along those lines. I didn't even think they'd be above average on offense, frankly. But this is disgraceful. I mean, it's just sad. They can't do anything. This line has been a mess.
Well, sounds like it's unanimous. They're stinking it. Oh, here we go. Let's see what this is here, boys. Well, that's in Pittsburgh fans anyway. They really don't count, do they? And, you know, we can tag along on this one and see what these boys got to say.
I'm just going to say this to Browns fan. What did you expect? You read all the preseason predictions where everyone was telling you it's going to be a long season. Browns are not very good. They may win 3, 4, 5, 6 games optimistically. If, I don't know, the football gods smile upon them, maybe they win 8 or 9 and get on the periphery of the playoff picture. But they're not a good football team. The offense isn't good. The defense has a chance to be really good, and it's what's going to keep them in games. All right? Everyone talked about the first half of the schedule or going into the bye, how tough that was. And they're probably going to win 1 or 2 games. Well, guess what? The defense is pretty good. The offense is unwatchable, and they've won 2 games through 8. What did you expect?
Well, I'll tell you what I expected. And again, I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan. I am a Bengals fan. But I'm a Shedeur fan. And I'm a fan of people being treated properly. And I really think that Shedeur is getting the raw end of the deal here. And it's sad to watch this coach go out here and disrespect this kid and not giving him the opportunity and literally leaving the public like myself. He wants us to believe that the kid's stupid, that he can't run an offense. And here's what I know. I've been around football a long time. I played football. And, now I'm 60 years old now, but, football's football. And you can tell when a kid's got it, that it factor. And I just believe the kid's got the it factor. I believe he can play under any circumstances. Look at how many different wide receivers he threw touchdowns to in his high school and college career. I mean, he's playing with second, third stringers here professionally, and seems to be dropping the ball into them. So I think you either got a kid that's got an arm, has got some touch, and a feel for the game. They're open, even though someone like Dylan may not think they're open. But if you had the accuracy that Shedeur does, you can complete those passes. And I just wish he was given the opportunity. So, and for these people here with the content that I'm sharing, I really appreciate it. I hope I'm not doing anything wrong. This is the very first, this is the first YouTube video I've made. So I have like no subscribers and no videos. And this was my first one. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to get on here and express my feelings. So let's continue.
5 sacks, single game franchise record.
Uh-oh, what's that?
5 sacks, single game franchise record. I'm telling you what, unbelievable.
And the fastest ever, or the most sacks, I should say, for a player under 30, but he's upset because.
Check this out. 5 sacks.
And this kid, incredible. 5 sacks, quickest to get there. And that's his reaction. Go Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
It ain't changed. It's not changed. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. You've done all the same stuff. You're a predictable offense. And that's when you get, I've been waiting for you to say Stefanski. No one will say Stefanski. It's ineffectual. It's ineffectual. The offense is dead. The defense is not, you're hearing what Miles said. We'll go over Miles' comments in earnest at 620 because I got some thoughts on Miles too. We'll go over his comments in earnest at 620. But you're starting to get the groans and the anger from the defense here. It has begun. It has begun. So I look at this and I think, well, all right, the beginning of the season, because it went the way we all thought it was going to be. But as we say, oh, yeah, just because we think it's going to go the way we think it's going to be doesn't mean we ain't going to be mad about it. Because you have to be mad about something like that. And you have to be angry about something like that. And you have to have some sort of feeling. So you go into the game next week, this coming Sunday against Miami, a home game against the hapless fish. You're favored in this game. You don't find a way to win this game. It's like anything's possible, and really anything should be possible, because how could it get any worse? How could it really get any worse? You want me worked up and angry right now? I'm worked up and angry right now, because I don't have anything new to say after this game that I did the last game. So it's all the same. Every day is exactly the same. And I asked you last week.
I feel so
we
sorry
may have
for
died years ago and are in hell, and we don't even know it, because we're talking about the same thing every day. And we're looking for the same people every day, and they ain't walking through the door. Every day. Every day. It doesn't change. The same sentences come out of my mouth every morning. Every morning. And it feels like it's in perpetuity. Internet. Sorry.
And here's my thing. You know, which one of these reporters are going to have the kahunas to say, you know, I hear you come out here, Stefansky, stinky fancy, and say that we've all got to, you know, change. We all had to put them in the proper position, and, you know, someone has to take some accountability. Well, the buck stops with you, kid. So when is someone going to have the kahunas to say, if you can't get this done, will you step down? Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns team, that's the question I've got for you. Who's going to have the kahunas to look this man in the face and say, hey, Stefanski, if you don't turn this thing around, will you please walk away and do us all a favor? Well, you got a couple here that's really irritated, so
what I saw in that field from the Browns offense was an absolute disgrace. The quarterback it cannot play. He made some of the worst throws I've ever seen a quarterback throw. There were no drops yesterday. The offensive line did a decent job. I know they don't have a lot of talent. The offensive line did a decent job. All right, make whatever faces you want, Jay. He got sacked one time. Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. Once again, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have proof that they have no clue what they're doing if they thought this guy was an NFL quarterback. I don't care if it's 4 games. Bring up the random examples of Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold all you want until they win something that matters. It doesn't matter. When you know, and I know Dylan Gabriel. And I'll say one more thing, because I know we're going to get to Shedeur Sanders later, and I'm far from convinced he's the answer. In fact, if I had to bet, I'd say he's not. But I don't want to hear any more that he's not ready, because the guys that are allegedly saying he's not ready, I don't trust them at all.
It ain't changed. It's not changed. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Get up here, because I'd like to end it with this one here.
Andrew, how could you do it? How could you do that, Andrew? How could you do it? Why on earth did you feel the need to trade this guy to a division opponent for a 5th-round draft pick? Fireable offense. That is a fireable offense. I want to know how much longer the owner's going to watch this crap, because the fans have had it. We deserve better. You're worried more about your stadium than you are your football team. That's the perception, Jimmy. And you allow these people to do this. You have the worst offense in the league. Your GM screwed this quarterback thing up like I've never seen in my life. I've never seen anything like it. Kids that play Madden could have done a better job. Truly.
I just don't think that he likes shedeur, and just personally, I don't think he likes shedeur because you don't speak. You don't have to be so downplaying of another player to upplay somebody else. It's just
his back was tight. That was the thing. He said his back.
I think he said his. I think he's coming off. He has a sore back, so he was inactive for the game.
Stop playing, dude. Stop playing. So shedeur went and said, "Hey, my back's sore."
No, they said they played. No, they said he did. They said he warmed him up before the. He went out there and was throwing the ball before the game, and his back was. It didn't look like he was good enough to go.
Dude, I don't understand it.
Yeah, man.
I don't. Why pick the man if you're not going to even give him an opportunity or a chance?
I don't think it was his. This is what I'm saying. I'm thinking like the way that he's doing it, it was not his choice. It was not it.
So you think it wasn't his choice?
1,000%. The way that he's doing this right now, you don't treat somebody that you picked. You don't treat your draft picks like this. No, you don't. You try to look out for your draft picks. You like, this is my guy. We're going to get through this thing together. He's acting as if Dillon Gabriel was his pick. He didn't want them to draft shedeur. We got Dillon Gabriel here. I'm going to die on this sword.
So who is he trying to put into the basement by not giving shedeur an opportunity and making his decision wrong? Whoever that other person's decision is right. Who's above him? Who would have the power, Joe, over there to be like
Andrew Berry and the Haslems. But I don't think the Haslems wanted to draft him, so I think it was Andrew Berry.
I don't know about that. If the Haslems don't want to draft him, considering the state team, I don't think they do it. I think they could be neutral.
I think they could be neutral in it. Like, yeah, I think Haslems and Andrew Berry was like, okay, boom, shedeur's still on the board, 5th round. I think like this is great value. Like it just makes sense to definitely get him here for sure. And I don't think that the coach wanted him there. It just feels like that way because if you did, you wouldn't treat your draft pick this way, in my opinion. You just don't do that.
Wow. I mean, who knows? So Andrew Berry drafted him, right? Jimmy Haslam said Berry stuck his neck out for him.
That's what that's so I know I'm not speaking out of turn when I say Andrew Berry at the 5th round for sure. He's like, oh no, like yes, definitely. This is gonna be a great pick for us. And I could see how like he didn't want him there. He's like, no, we got Dillon Gabriel, this is my guy.
He go tank this team, bro. Stefanski go tank this team trying to make himself right because they can't get along inside the building and realize that everybody gets credit because he is in the building. Rather you put him there, wanted him there or not, now you're going to get all these stories coming out. Everybody go start talking about this, that, and the third. Dude, keep on keeping him in there. If they keep Kevin after this year, it's going to be a problem, especially if Dillon doesn't turn this thing around.
And that's all I'm saying too, Debo. I don't want Dillon not to succeed. But my eyes test is telling me when I'm watching games, he has a 25.8 QBR on his 4 starts. And he doesn't throw the ball down the field. Like you said, is it because he can't or because they're not throwing the plays to do it? When I've seen him throw the ball down the field, it hasn't looked good. He threw it down the field at one time in the game. It looked loose, and he threw the pick.
I'm done with the silliness. You're 2-6. We flirted with the idea of them being able to save themselves because that's what you do when you're a Browns fan. You try to put a smiling face on things, but that's it. So at least either A, I'm going to see something exciting, B, maybe he has a high ceiling, or C, I'm just going to be entertained. I would just like to be entertained by the offense instead of what this is. What?
There's 1,400 people in here right now. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Because I just had to tell the truth real quick one time. I just want to, let me get back and juxtapose something. Pro Football Network. Let's talk about Dillon Gabriel and Pro Football Network. What you see is what you get with Dillon Gabriel. He's an experienced quarterback with a natural sense of timing and anticipation behind throws. He's accurate, he's athletic, he's reliable in short to medium range passes. As for a pure game manager quarterback goes, he's steady as they come at the collegiate level. There it is. That being said, Dillon Gabriel's ceiling at the professional level doesn't seem to be incredible. He's an older prospect entering the league. He was 25 to begin with. And he's small for a quarterback position. His arm is good, but not great. And his deep ball is still a work in progress. Hence the moon ball he threw the other day. The limits his upside, well, I'm projecting him. Gabriel does the little things well. We'll get him selected in the 25 draft. He feels like a good backup quarterback at the next level. And while he probably won't ever be the guy for whichever team he ends up on, he could carve out a nice, strong career for himself and make some serious money as a steady backup. 4th or 5th round seems like a good value for this type of prospect. And then it brings us to our thesis statement. Let's remove that. And let's get to my man. Let's get to Sean King. And Sean King put the world on notice. And this was it. This was the nail in the coffin. This was it. It's over. There's no coming back from it because he put it in a way that was so damaging, that was so succinct, that was so crisp, that even the people that want to see Dillon Gabriel play, they had no choice but to say, dang, he got a point.
Maybe the most egregious pick in all of the 2025 draft was the Browns taking Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. There's no way you can evaluate the quarterback position and have him rated as a higher prospect than Shedeur Sanders. There's no way that you can be an astute quarterback evaluator and think he was worthy of an asset as valuable as a 3rd round pick. We got to get to the root of the problem here. I mean, that was an egregious draft pick, and to die on the vine is very disappointing. That was a terrible draft pick. Now, don't accelerate the mistake by continuing down the path that you never should have went down in the first place. It's time to go to Shedeur Sanders simply because he was a better prospect coming out of college than Dillon Gabriel.
Boy, this is where it hits different. Let me take Sean King off here and put my little other graphic up here so I can make sure I'm staying on format. The reality of this situation is they tried to sell you on something for weeks at a time with no evidence. I was at practice seeing him still be errant. He got the most reps from all time. He got reps when Flacco was here, when Pickett was here. Since he stepped off the airplane, he's been given every opportunity to show he is doing his thing. While on the other end of the spectrum, Shedeur Sanders has been giving nothing. They won't even say the dude's name. Don't take my word for it. I wish I still had the thing. Shout out to my man, Joe Hayden. He just said they just don't like Shedeur. He caught himself. But let's just keep it real. Let's see if we can validate what he's saying. Now, I just showed you 2 publications. 2 publications I just showed you that had him at a 4th or 5th round at best. I cherry-picked those because most of them said 6 or 7. I was trying to be fair about it. I said, I'm going to give you the best look I can. Well, let me go to the same publications for Shedeur Sanders. Let's start off with PFF, right? Let's start off with it. Let me take this down. in terms of what is his strengths, his accuracy, avoiding turnovers, high level of play when in structure. Let me just show you. Did you just really give Shedeur's whole profile and switch it with Dylan Gabriel's and try to make it seem like, oh, this is a switched at birth? So everything they said about Dylan Gabriel, you go back and you check what they said about Shedeur Sanders, and it's all here in black and white, right? High level of playing in structure, but the narrative is he plays street ball. How? But when you ask people, did you watch him play in college? It's no. I just trust the people that are saying narratives. All right, when Sanders plays on time and within structure, he flashes high-level processing. Oh, I thought he couldn't process. I thought we was only talking about the other processor. It's funny how this thing gets switched up. It led to the third highest clean pocket PFF passing grade among draft-eligible quarterbacks. The narrative that he plays in some sort of street ball, this offense ain't nothing like the pros, and it's a night and day. You're lying. Why you be lying? It's a straight lie.
Yeah, I don't know how the narrative got so messed up. I mean, you see what the kid did in college. He's top-ranked quarterback coming out of college, and he falls all the way back. And I guess they didn't like his swag, you know. Personally, I don't know how long the players can take this. I don't know how, you know, if they're in the same practice sessions and they got some faith in the kid, I don't know how long the players are going to hold off before they go off. And then it's really going to get ugly.
Colorado's offense doesn't rely on a ton of RPOs and screens like Oregon's does. Instead, asking Sanders to process a lot of pre-snap and post-snap. You can't make this up, people. For all those people that don't like receipts, please leave the chat right now. You got time before I get to the next sentences. I want somebody to present this. And by the way, when people say, well, this is not what it is, by the way, when you are going to practice, y'all can't even watch practice. They watch stretching and that's it. So you telling me somebody told you something, you don't see it, and you just run with it and you ain't seen in practice since August? But let's not convolute things. Let's get back to the lesson at hand. Although the Buffalo's offensive line often couldn't hold up enough to allow him to get through his progressions, when he did have time, he was excellent. Even when he didn't have time, he showed an ability to stand and deliver in a crowded pocket. Sanders' 86.9 PFF passing grade when under pressure with time to throw under 2.5 seconds, ranked third in college football in the past season. That shows he can trust what he's seeing from a defense and deliver despite a muddy pocket. I didn't even get to his number one strength is accuracy. I didn't even talk about avoiding turnovers. I just went to the lie about his cognitive ability not to understand or get out of a huddle what's going on. Maybe if you don't like this, please go ahead and check out right now, because the receipts will still continue to come. Hit the like button. I'm just starting. Let's go back to the other one we saw, right? Right? What are we talking here? What are we talking here? Huh? Where does Sanders rank amongst the 2025 quarterbacks? Maybe, I don't know, maybe we all made it up. It says right here they have Dylan Gabriel rated 10th behind Riley Leonard, Kyle McCord, who got cut, Quinn Ewers, who is trash, Will Howard, who just ain't playing, Tyler Shuck is getting his start. But look at here. Perhaps the most...
This is my favorite classy gift to give.
I'm gonna believe that we can win 9 games in a row and go 11-6.
All right.
We can go 7-2. That's the coach's job.
That makes sense.
But
I agree.
I agree. They're not gonna believe that if you keep trotting Dylan Gabriel out when the guys on the team know Shedeur is better.
All completely fair. I think that's completely fair. You're right. And that proves the point. Sorry, Davis. That proves the point that when Kevin Stefanski was asked, are you guys all in on winning in this year? He said yes. That's a lie. They're not.
Well, not only that, but at the end of the day, something deep is really going on here because this man, for some reason, is leading us to believe that Shedeur Sanders is stupid and he can't run an offense when I believe the guy's a baller. He knows how to play ball. He knows how to win. So you put him in a game and you let him show you what he can do. And you know what? If the man can't produce, then I understand, and you could prove me wrong. But until then, I got to see it. I'm from Missouri, baby. You're gonna have to show me.
I'm just shocked that Sean said, and it's the
Sean
Holy Grail. But I said,
wait a second. Sean said he knows it's not realistic, but you gotta have that attitude. I agree with that.
He comes from a coaching perspective.
He's right. I agree 100% with that.
You gotta sell that. Man,
and Dustin,
yes.
What do you got to fire off here? Because we tried getting you the first question, and then
I was just sort of wanted to ask more about the offense because you came in, Sean, with spitting hot fire about Dylan Gabriel. And so I guess the question I had was like, okay, is this fair to Dylan Gabriel that he's having to play if he's not good enough and he's not
100% is 100% it's fair. Look at the Giants. Look what the Giants offense looked like with Russell Wilson, and all of a sudden they go to Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
They look better. They look more exciting. They look more explosive.
Yeah,
they look like they believe they can win games.
Jackson Dart was a first-round pick.
I know, but if you put I had a late first, early second round grade on Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders. I think they're very comparable in their skill sets. Very comparable. They both play with the same kind of swag.
I feel you on that, but apparently no other team even had a fourth-round grade on Shedeur Sanders.
Absolutely, that's the reality of it. But that doesn't mean that they were right.
And again, here you go, guys picked to go top 5, and then somehow slides all the way back into, I don't know, the 144th pick, I believe. It's amazing to me how that can happen. I just don't understand it. But, I'm just a guy sitting on the couch, wasting time.
Watch it.
Let's get back here, see what's going on. This guy's got some great content. He's killing me. I love it. And I hope it's okay to clip this, and I don't know how to ask if it's all right, so I do apologize, but let me get back here to
This wasn't very difficult to dig up. This wasn't difficult, but all offseason I heard about supercomputer data when this was available and ready. Let's take a look at the summary, and we'll get back to the other notes and things. Dylan Gabriel is an intriguing prospect with extensive college experience dating back to 2019. He has demonstrated excellent distribution skills in RPO and quick passing situations. By the way, the Browns don't run RPOs. However, his NFL potential is hampered by his size limitations. The size also led to Gabriel's conservative approach, the same approach that we're seeing today, the same approach that we are seeing on film that nobody talked about. This is malpractice. The fact that they distribute this propaganda about how he was as a prospect, but yet still delivered the same little notes on Shedeur Sanders, they just switched their draft prospects. They act like Dylan Gabriel. He said they had him the second best quarterback on their board. That's an fireable offense. For Gabriel to have success in the NFL career, he'll need to be an offense that highlights his quick decision-making. Draft grade, 4th or 5th round. The Browns took him in the top 100. We'll come back to Shedeur Sanders. We'll come back to him. We'll give you that. But first, I want to see another person who used my political off ramp. I'm giving it. Feel free to come on the off ramp, guys. Feel free. Here you go. Let's get to Ken Carmen and Anthony Lima on 92.3 The Fan. Shout out to those guys as well. Seems like they're over the little exercise.
Man, these guys
and pretending
really
that Dylan
upset.
Gabriel was good to begin with.
I'm done with this. This is getting stupid. And guys, this is what I don't need to hear any defenses of this anymore. I'm not going to try to be too mean to him. I know he's doing his best. His best is what a backup does. This is what backups do.
They play about that.
They play for a few games, and then they get figured out. And there wasn't much to figure out with him, and he's been figured out here. So you can expect more of the same if he continues to go out there. I don't think you're unlocking anything. You're not unlocking.
Are these the Shedurians we're talking about? I don't think the last couple of people we've seen fit the description of any Shedurians. I think these are, solid media journalists who are just calling balls and strikes on what they see. I understand that I'm the Duke knee-jerk. I get it. I understand that I'm impassioned and I'm the big circus and I'm a clown. But here's what we're going to do. I mean, are these the clowns you guys like too? Or is this, I don't think these guys fit. I mean, we don't seem to have the same ideology, right? But we see Ken is a little fed up here. He starts the conversation with, I can't do this anymore. See, that's a funny thing.
These guys have every reason in the world to be upset. I'm a Bengals fan. I think it's wonderful that the Cleveland Browns suck. They have for years. But I am a Shedeur fan, and I know football. I know when coaches react the way this coach has reacted, and they cut these kids, head off to spite their face. It's sad to watch, and it is really frustrating. So I feel their pain.
About when things become politically damaging a little bit. Like, I'm not going to attach nobody who saw Dylan Gabriel play, where are they at today? Where are all the supercomputer comments? Where is all the processing? Where are all of the people that sat up there and told you that Shedeur Sanders getting sacked 5 times against the Rams in a preseason game, which you guys say preseason don't count, but you judge and pick when preseason counts, right? Because the game that Dylan Gabriel played well before the half against the Rams, you anointed him the next coming. I had people say, that's why he was a 5th round pick taking those sacks. He's running backwards. Well, I saw Dylan Gabriel run backwards too. 6 whole times against the Steelers. Why do you have a critique about Shedeur Sanders that's happened months ago? I ain't seen him play since. But I just saw Dylan Gabriel throw interceptions that were unexcusable. I thought he threw a pick to a linebacker that he just turned around and the ball was there. He threw the ball, I don't even know where he's throwing it. We wanted to see him throw downfield. He threw in a double bracketed coverage. And the safety was inexcusable. Where are you throwing the ball? Where are you throwing the route? I mean, I'm not the only one. Hey, look, I mean, these guys like Quincy and Jake Burns and Orange and Brown Report and ESPN Cleveland. And I just feel like I'm not name dropping. I'm just feeling like there's a lot of people that are coming around to what we already knew.
At a damn thing. It's a foolish enterprise. It's silly to go through this. I don't care. I'm done bickering about it. And here I am, and I'm trying not to scream for Shedeur, but I really want to scream for Shedeur. Because, guys, this is, you can't tell me you're not curious. I mean, what is defensible about what transpired?
The show is over. The domino effect, it is done. It's over. The charade is over. And this is what I told people from get-go. You can do narrative-based content all you want, but what's going to keep you on that football field is what you do between them white lines. And Kevin Stefanski is figuring that out in real time because we're not giving you any more excuses. You have none. We haven't seen Shedeur Sanders play, but we sure seen you call plays. And you're telling me that he can't handle this terrible offense? We'll get to how terrible it is. I got to get to a break, too, at some point here. I don't know. We just might go overtime. We just might go. We just going to cook today.
On offense yesterday. And the whole thing is that, well, after the scripted plays, because they don't care when you score on scripted drives, guys. They don't care. The NFL teams don't care if you score on if things get out of hand afterwards. Yeah, they care. But if they score on scripted drives and they feel they figured you out, they've unlocked your offense, they know they're going to be able to beat you. And that's exactly what happened. They drove around you because you can't do anything offensively. There's nothing that they can do. This is the worst offense I've ever seen. 38 years, save the 3 that they weren't even here. This is the worst offense. This might be the worst offense I've ever seen because...
Lima, don't try to save him. Don't save him. Lima's figuring out, I got to bring him back. I got to reel him back in. No, Lima. No, it's done. The cover is done.
Let him go. Let him go, baby. Let him stick his head out there and chop it off.
Listen, I would love to see the check. I need to see that check. Lima's like, he's lost it. It's done. The cover is blown. It's every man for himself right now. This is the point where the Titanic was going down and they was getting them life rafts. Ken understands that I'm bigger than everybody. I need to get the biggest raft for me and mine. Lima is still talking about, listen, he's still trying to get the band to keep playing. He still don't, maybe the band to keep playing. Nah, Ken understands quickly. He's like, this, we can't come back from this. We got to switch this up. And we need to start talking about Shedeur immediately.
I don't pay that as close of attention to other teams as I would the Cleveland Browns. This is the worst offense I've ever seen. And then I used to because last week I'd say, well, the quarterback's real smart. Yeah, you're taking intentional groundings in the end zone. That's smart. Some of the decisions that you're making, some of the guys you're looking off, that's not smart. This is not smart. So the thing that I could say, I can't say. And if I said it, I'd be lying to myself.
Boy. This is how you line receipts up. Y'all might not.
Well, these boys are cooking, and they're just getting started, actually. But I really appreciate the content, and thank you guys. I'll give you all a subscribe. And appreciate it. This is my first video, and I've sat around and hem-hawed about this for months. So I finally thought I'd jump out here, and I'm having some fun. It's taken a while because I'm learning, but I think I'm going to enjoy the ride.